Let's continue our discussion now with political analyst Onur Erim, who joins me live on the line from Istanbul. We've just been talking about the YPG, but let's focus predominantly on the PKK, which is the organisation which is being asked, its members are being asked to lay down their arms by the founding member and the leader. First of all, do you think that call is something that will be heeded?
I think everybody in the region hopes so. Everybody in Turkey hopes so, because this is not just for the good of Turkey, not just good of Turks, but Kurds in the entire region. I think this could be a groundbreaking moment if they actually do disassemble and lay down arms. I think it will definitely enhance the quality of the peace process in the region. Now, let's not forget, Turkey, thank God, has been, not suffering as much internally, domestically from the PKK, YPG terrorist organization for quite some time. But that doesn't mean that the rest of the region, borders, outside the borders of Turkey, the situation is the same. So this actually, I am sure, and I think everybody is on the same note on this, will contribute immensely on the peace and stability of the region beyond Turkey. I think for the entire, maybe the subcontinent, will eventually affect the entire Gulf region in the peace.
I was going to ask this to our correspondent, but while I've got you on the line, I'll ask you instead. Many countries around the world have been impacted by terrorism, so they know the horror of it, the impact that it has on life, and the impact that it has upon just feeling safe in your own home, in your own town, your own city. In terms of the Turkish public, what impact has it had on them, the terrorist activities of the PKK group? What effect has that had on civilians in Turkey?
Oh, I could go on for hours, from economical to social to cultural. It had unimaginable effects. You have to really spend time in the region, within Turkey and out of Turkey, to fully grasp exactly how devastating this was. There was years, decades of times where I, as a Turkish citizen, was not able to travel to many parts of our southern border. And now that in the last several years, thank God, as I'm able to travel, I see how beautiful the country is. I see how beautiful the people are, and I actually see a tremendous amount of young people who actually just want to get a better life, aspire in their own way. It's just opening a door for the opportunities for all these people. I believe we had missed a lot. There are some views that economically there was an effect to Turkey in trillions of dollars, but it's really impossible to assess what the social effects of this terrorist organization was, what the cultural effects were, and just how it affected the quality of life for the people of the region. We really need to be in the region to really understand this, how badly effective this was for years, for decades.
Yeah, the Turkish military's been fighting, as you said, for decades against the military forces of the PKK terrorist group and its Syrian offshoot, the YPG. Just to quote this statement that was released today, this is why we're talking about this, from the leader, the founder of the PKK, Abdullah Öcalan. And part of his statement said that I'm making a call for the laying down of arms, and I take on the historical responsibility of this call. So that suggests to me quite clearly Öcalan understands the significance of what he is saying, that after decades of conflict and decades of terrorist activities, that he's calling for the disassembly of his own organization that he founded. So, that tells it quite clearly, doesn't it, that this is a momentous occasion. Is it an admission of defeat, do you think?
I'm going to try to make these statements as delicately as I can. Let's not forget this time around, especially as it was tried once or twice before. This is a state initiative. It has no political aspects at all. So I think after years of fight, Öcalan also realized how important this point in time is, and I think he is right now, at least for for some time, he is one of those reasonable people amongst this terrorist group, although he was the founder, that actually realized that this is what needs to get done for peace and stability in the region, whether it's for Turks, whether it's for Kurds, whether it's for anybody else. Unfortunately, it took him a lot of bloodshed and 40 years of terrorism to come to this point. But I think he's one of those that is closest to understanding that this is not a political move by Turkey. This is a state move, and this will be good for everybody in the region, not just for Kurds, not just for Turks, but everybody in the region.
My colleague Onur Erim was just speaking to me a few moments ago, and he had a voice of, he understands the subject very well, and that made him a little bit sceptical. He's concerned that maybe the call to lay down arms won't be listened to, that maybe there is a disconnect between the founder, who's been in prison for many years, and the current members, saying that some of them have never met him. Do you think that it is likely that he still has that influence upon the members of the group?
I share the same skepticism, at best at the same level as Onur Erim. And there is the fact that Öcalan has been out of the game for quite some time. But let's not forget he still is viewed by the terrorist organization as a legendary leader. So I believe it will have some effect. But I'm really more afraid of the foreign influence that had been funding and that had been encouraging this terrorist organization from intervening in this process. I'm not too much worried about whether Öcalan will have great effect or not. It's really the outsiders that have nothing to do with this region, that have no interest in the well-being of the people of this region, to try to intervene. So hopefully this time around, that will not be possible. They will not achieve what they have been achieving for the last more than 4 decades, hopefully. But as I said, we'll see. I'm skeptically hopeful, but it's a process we need to just watch very carefully and take it step by step.
We often refer to them in tandem, the PKK, YPG. A lot of people say that they're essentially one and the same. Some say that this is the Syrian offshoot of the PKK. In terms of the connection between the two, if the PKK lays down arms and dissolves itself, as is the call, what impact do you think that will have on the YPG?
I think it will have great effect. As a matter of fact, we are getting some news from the field that there is already, although not in great numbers, there is already a lot of people departing from the YPG side. But I think if for nothing else, psychologically, this lay down of arms by the PKK will have great effect on the ground, on the terrorists of the YPG as well. I have no doubt about that. It will be a extremely good start for ending this terrorist this terrorist organization, whether you call it PKK on one side or whether you call it YPG on the other side, which is two of the same, really.
Onur, thank you so much for joining me this hour. Political analyst Onur Erim is my guest.